First Class Fatherhood. That is where Alec Lace comes in with his popular podcast.
And one of the most interesting was on a podcast.
Alec Lace interviews high-profile fathers from actors to NFL players with a vision to change the narrative of fatherhood and family life.
What's doing, everybody? I'm Alec Lace. Thank you for watching First Class Fatherhood, a family-made media podcast. Today, I welcome Dylan Scott to the podcast. Dylan Scott is a country music star. His first album smashed the charts, coming in at number 5. He's had multiple top 10 singles, including My Girl, Hooked, and Nobody. I'm honored to have him on the podcast today. Get the latest on his tour right now. The link in the description down there below will take you right to the tour, all the dates, get your tickets while you're down there. Smack the subscribe button, tap the like. Let's jump into it right now with Dylan Scott on First Class Fatherhood. Joining me now, First Class Father Dylan Scott. Welcome to First Class Fatherhood.
Yeah, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start here. How many kids do you have? How old are they?
I've got 2 kids. I've got a little boy who be 5 in December and a little girl who just turned 3 in August.
Awesome. 1 and 1. You going to try to break the tie there and go for another one? Are you all done?
Yeah. We're trying now. You know, we'll see what happens, but I think we'll try for one more. I think 3 is a good number.
All right, love it. Yeah, I got 4 myself, 3 boys and a girl. So more kids, the merrier. If you could, Dylan, please take a minute to hit my listeners with a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, man. So I'm a country music artist. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I was born and raised in a little small town called Bastrop, Louisiana. And I've been here in Nashville for about 12 years now, chasing a country music career. And luckily enough, we've had a little success with My Girl, a song called My Girl being my very first number 1, and a song called Nobody being another number 1. And we just come off another number 1 song in country radio called New Truck. So living the dream, man.
Yeah, awesome. Having success in what you love to do. Phenomenal. Then take me back then 5 years, Dylan, to the beginning of your fatherhood journey. How old were you then when you became a dad, and how did that experience change your perspective on life?
Yeah, I was 26 years old when I became a dad. And man, it just, you know what it did for me? my main priority in life was a country music career. Like, I got to have this career. I got to do this. That's what I woke up every day thinking about. And when I had kids, when I had my son, it's like it put the brakes on it. Not put the brakes on my career, but just the way I was thinking as far as, okay, now I've got this baby to take care of. You know, I've got a son, and it made me realize, hey, there's more to life than just working every single day. You know, it's just time to spend time with my kids. And so now, I mean, I work really hard, and I still have a dream in country music. But I have 2 kids that take up a little more time and make me realize, hey, if something in the music doesn't work out, I still have these kids.
Yeah, very well said, Dylan. And I know that you ended up marrying your high school sweetheart. When you guys been together a long time, what was that process like for you to watch your longtime love become a mom and take on that role of motherhood? What was that like?
Yeah, man, like you said, we've been together since we were 15 years old, since we were sophomores in high school. And you know, I mean, I always knew she was going to be a great mom. That's what she wanted to be. You know, I wanted to be a country music star. She wanted to be a mom, you know? And so she was full, just right in it, man. Like, hey, embracing mom life. And, you know, she gets to stay home with the kids, luckily enough. And she's taking them to the park. She's taking them to school and picking them up every day, and then doing all kind of, you know, extracurricular activities with them. And she's a rock star.
And what was it like then for you to get to merge those two together, the country music and then your family? Because I know that you did that in the video, Lay Down With You. You had an opportunity to have your wife, your family in the video. What was that experience like for you to get a chance to have them both all together there?
Yeah, what's cool about this whole thing, man, is one, I've got a very supportive wife who is, like I said, she supports what I do. And my kids do as well. My kids love it. You know, it's not one of the things like, oh, daddy's got to go on the road this weekend, or daddy's got to do this. Like, they're all about it. Like, oh, where are you going? Are you getting on the bus? You taking a plane? You know, and so it's cool to have them a part of my music career and be fully supportive of it. And when I can put them in a music video or take them to a concert or get them on the bus or an airplane and take them here and show them this, it's just, man, it's the best of both worlds. I got my family, I've got my music, and we're out there doing it. So it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. And what would you consider, Dylan, to be the top values you hope to instill in your kids growing up?
Yeah, just to, you know what, man, just be good humans. You know, my mom and dad, they never forced me one way or another what I needed to do in life. They just taught me right from wrong and to be nice to people. And I think that right there can go a long ways. And that's what I do with my kids, man. I just teach them, hey, be nice to other people, be good people, be respectful, and things will move a lot smoother in life if you're that way.
Yeah, and tapping into that a little more, then what would you say so far you are like as a disciplinarian so far as a dad, and is that different than the discipline style you grew up with?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the difference between the way I was raised and my parents and the way I do things is, my parents they were straightforward, and I'm straightforward with my kids, and I try to, like I said, if they're doing wrong, I correct them on it really quick. But the difference between I think the way I was raised and what I do is I like to sit down with my kids and explain the situation. Hey, this is the reason we don't do this. Hey, this is why you shouldn't go, run out in the road or whatever. Like, they talk to them first, and before like my mom and dad, they was like, oh, you're grounded. Like, well, why am I grounded? Like, because you did this. Well, they wouldn't really talk through it, and I think it's smart. I think it's smart to at least talk through it and explain the situation. And then, hey, if you don't understand it after that, then yeah, maybe time for, take this toy away or take the iPad away, or we'll do something like that. But I just try to talk through the situation first.
Yeah, and I have my two oldest are in high school now. They're two teenagers, so the discipline definitely evolves along the way. So it's definitely interesting to see, because my other two are in sixth grade and third grade. So it's like it's totally different as we go along the spectrum of disciplining the kids here as we try to figure it out as we go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We just try to figure it out, man. Do it the best we can, and be the best dad and mom we can. And like you said, when we discipline them, it's probably going to change from the time they're 3 to 5 than when they're 15 years old. So we'll see what comes about in the next 10 years.
Yeah, I love it. It's all good though. And how about so far? Has becoming a dad changed you as an artist, as a country music artist? Has it changed you as a singer or songwriter? How's that been?
Yeah, I've always sang songs about life, but I try to sing songs and write songs that are true to me, true to who I am, and it's definitely changed my writing being a dad. There's more daddy songs I've recorded now and written, but yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of love songs I wrote about my wife growing up, but I think it matures. It's matured me as a writer and as an artist, as far as the quality of songs I put out there and what I put out there. And, now when I hear a song about partying or something like that, I go, all right, hang on a second. I got kids, so I really want to sing this. I want to say this, and we got kids coming to our shows too. So I got to think about that as well.
And, Dylan, I wanted to ask you this too. I mean, I'm somebody, I lost both of my parents before I became a father. Both my mom and dad died before I met my wife, before I started having kids. And I know, unfortunately, you lost your mother earlier this year, and sorry for your loss. How has that experience so far impacted you in your career, maybe a country music artist, and as a father and moving forward?
Yeah, you know what, man? It's my mom. She was my biggest supporter in music, but by my dad as well. My mom, man, she loved it. So, it's just, for me, it's just, once again, it's just like, hey, you gotta put your shoulders back, stick your chest out, and just take every day how it comes. And it's pushed me harder, I think, just to make my mom proud. But, I just, yeah, you miss them, but you have to continue raising your kids and doing your career path as music, and just hope whatever you do, you make them proud.
Yeah, very well said, Dylan. And I know you got the tour going on, kicking off now. What is it like for you going on tour? I know you said the kids get excited when you get to go places, get on the plane, whatever it may be. Do you get a chance on the tour? Is there a spot where you bring your family along? They come to visit you? How do you kind of balance the family with the tour life?
Yeah, man. I mean, the goal here is to, we're on a bus. We're on a bus every weekend, traveling to each city. And the goal is to one day, have enough success to where I can have a bus that's just designated for me and the family, and I can bring them out when I want to, But right now we're not quite there. They do get to come to some close shows when we play nearby. But, man, it is a balance, because when I leave and I get on the bus and I go play Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, It's a different, I would say, a different lifestyle. It's just we're staying up. We play late at night, so we're staying up late. We're hanging out, doing the deal. But when I come home, it's time to flip the switch. It's time to be daddy. It's time to put the phone down. I try to put my phone down as much as I can. We work off our phones these days, but I try to put my phone down. And when I'm home Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I try to be daddy, try to be the best dad I can be. And then, like I said, once we're back out on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and got to flip that switch back on to be an artist, and perform and entertain. And I feel like we've got a pretty good balance. It's working out pretty well. But like I said, too, that comes along with I've got a rock star wife and my kids understand what's up.
Yeah, we're all battling that phone time. Believe me, it seems to be getting harder and harder each and every year. As you say, we work on it. Our lives exist on there so much. So definitely something I'm trying to discipline myself with and get better. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of it or not, but we're trying at least.
That's all you can do is try. At least we're aware of it.
Yeah, definitely. How about as far as bedtime then, Dylan, when you're home? Are you singing them songs off the latest album at bedtime? They're lullabying them? You're reading them books? What's the bedtime routine look like over there?
Yeah, man. So singing songs, that's the morning routine. I get up and I get my coffee, and I like to pick my guitar up in the morning time and think of ideas and stuff. And so my little boy, my little girl, usually in the morning time, we're singing songs. But our bedtime routine, I get them all ready for bed. We get them in the bed. We do read them books. We say our prayers, and they get their water before bed. And that's really it. It's kind of a normal bedtime routine, I would say. But they like to read a book, and that's what we do.
You got any family traditions you guys have started, or any that you're carrying on from your families? Anything so far?
You know what? We didn't do too many traditions growing up. I think my mom tried at a couple like Christmases to do an early morning breakfast thing, but that didn't work out very long. So we're I don't know, man. I don't know if we're a unique family or if this is what most families do, but we just run and gun, man. We just do whatever. No traditions in this household.
Yeah, I like your style. And obviously you got the tour going on now. What's next for you? What are you planning? What are you working on now? What's going to be coming up next to you for Dylan Scott?
Yeah, man, we got a brand new single at country radio right now, a song called Can't Have Mine. And man, it blew up on TikTok and it's blowing up at country radio right now. So just honestly blessed and thankful to have another song doing the thing on country radio and the streaming world. And just still working on music, man, writing. We're going to release music first of next year, hopefully. And like you said, we're out on the amen to that tour starting here in a couple of weeks. And man, I'm just running and gunning, working hard, trying to keep my feet planted in country music world.
Yeah, and you mentioned there, Dylan, TikTok and the songs it's so different the way that we stream content, the way that we're all consuming it, the way that you're making it. What advice do you have for the parent out there that's got a kid that's trying to, maybe not country music, but trying to break in, wants to be a musical artist? Which way would you tell the parents to kind of steer the kids today? Is it the social media route? What's the way?
You know what? It is the social media route. It really is. I mean, social media is so big right now, and people can discover new artists and new musicians very easily and very quickly through those platforms. Really, TikTok right now, it's just a huge platform. And so that's what I tell artists that are coming to town. It's like, man, the music has to be great. You have to write great music. You have to record great music. At the end of the day, it's all about a great song. If you have a great song or you have a great handful of songs, man, take that thing to social media and see what the people think. Let them blow it up. And, before you know it, you could be selling out small clubs and then small theaters and for just all social media. So it's a huge platform that not only me, I take full advantage of it, but new artists should as well.
It's amazing the opportunity that people have today that never had before, where they have a shot to get their content in front of so many people. It really, and it's a shame because it's so negative in so many ways. There's so much garbage, and if you could just filter that out, there's so many opportunities on there. I'm doing this show. I've had a chance to talk to people from all over the world just because of the phone and the social media and the connection. So it's amazing how good it is and how bad it is.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a great thing. And like you said, it's a bad thing because when you do something good, there is always going to be some negative energy coming along as well from somewhere. But you know what? I've just learned to block that out, man. I don't worry about it. I just do me. And back to the kids. I think having kids has what's allowed that. You know, before I had kids, I would look on all those comments and I would take every comment to heart. But now that I have kids, man, it's like, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about my kids. I'm worried about my wife. And I'm worried about what I can control in life and not what other people think. So, but yeah, it's a great tool. And something else it's doing as well, I feel like social media, it's a great tool, but it's a bad tool because now the market is so consumed. There's so many people coming in and it's flooded with musicians in this to where, you know, back in the 90s and early 2000s, if somebody was hot on an artist or something, that artist could go sell out an arena like that. Where now it's like there's so many people doing it, and you know it's not. You can get on your phone or get on TikTok, get on Instagram, and see your favorite artist doing whatever every single day. And back in the day, you couldn't see that, and so the demand was like, oh, we got to go see him in concert. Where now it's kind of slowed down a little bit, unless you're an anomaly. There are a few out there.
Yeah, right on with that. And the last thing I want to hit you with here, Dylan, I love to ask all the dads that I get on the podcast, what type of advice do you have for that new dad or for that about to be father who's out there listening?
Yeah, you know what? And I'm not saying it's the greatest advice in the world, but this is what I do. This is what I did is just, you know, like I said earlier, put the phone down, play with your kids, you know, be a dad, be, you know, you want, like you said, you want to discipline your kids. You want to teach them right from wrong, but you also want to be their friend. And that's what I try to do with my kids. I try to be their friend. And if they're in the living room playing with cars or Barbies or whatever, even if I don't want to go in there and do that, me going in there for 10, 15 minutes and just sitting there means the world to them. So just be present.
Yeah, very well said. I love the message. There's been a lot of fun for me. I got to say, Dylan Scott, you're a first-class father all the way. And thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time here on First Class Fatherhood.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
You have been listening to First Class Fatherhood. First Class Fatherhood is a family-made media podcast. Please visit www.firstclassfatherhood.com or www.familymade.com to find out more details. You can order First Class Fatherhood advice and wisdom from high-profile dads on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Proverbs 22:6 tells us, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.